So when is your next project coming?
Ooh, Skywalker.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know why I say that? Because I don't want to rush it. But as long as I get my features, I should have it by December.
That's dope.
But I don't want to put nothing out this year because I already put out 2 projects this year.
You don't think there's value in putting out more?
I think it's good on waiting. If you like Clone Wars and what's the name, it should get people like, yo, I'm gonna throw a single or two, and I got, I'm doing features with people, JP Papafilian, Kofa 811, B Rockington. I got the other Chronos. I got a lot of features coming out, so you'll hear me on something. But Skywalker, I want that to be way better than Clone Wars and then way better than Summer Vibes. Like I said, I got the Marvel versus Capcom. I'm gonna send you a couple beats on Messenger. You can be like, yeah, okay, I see what you're talking about. Yeah, I got everything planned, bro. I got songs that only need singers. Like I don't stop writing.
Right.
I have 26 songs, but I'm gonna put only 13 out. I'll go back, redo it, make sure it sounds better. Because, like you said, you can spit something 1,000 times, and then get to that booth and it sounds totally different, and you might not even like the shit. So I just go on working, spitting out loud. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I got Angry Boy collab, also BTB members that I hit up. When I need if I'm stuck with something, shout out to JP, shout out to Kofa. But yeah, bro, I'm working. I want Skywalker to be something fire, like fire. I need it to be fire. And even though I feel like, yeah, I'll put my best work out, I still ain't feel like I put my best work out. I'm still thinking I'm feature away from hitting that spot. And until then, I'm gonna keep working. Even if I get it, I'm gonna keep working,
What
bro.
does
There's no
that
stop.
spot mean to you?
That spots mean where I could be like, it's not to be recognized, to be respected. You ever been somewhere like even though I'm in Manchester, I got a little support here and there. Like I drove around somebody to hearing somebody else playing my song. That's where I want to get to the point. When I'm driving and I hear my song played, or if I'm chilling somewhere and my song is played,
Okay, I
and I'm
respect
like,
that.
listen to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not a friend.
Just somebody
That's
you
where I want
don't even know bumping your
somebody that
track
don't
and you come
bump
across
my.
that organically. Yeah,
That's
that would
all
be
I
a
need.
dope thing, man. That would be
That'd
that would
be
be
hot. You don't think that'd be hard? You just going somewhere, you chilling, or if you go to a get together and your song is up there, you be like, hold the fuck up! What? Somebody playing a trick on me?
yeah.
That's
Uh,
what. No,
that'd be pretty big.
I, I got this. I got this motto that says no ceiling.
This is what? Sorry.
No ceiling.
Okay, yeah.
There is no ceiling for me.
Oh, I appreciate that a lot. I mean,
There's no ceiling for me. It's only up.
I'm not gonna lie, it's some very New York energy. I mean, I interview a lot of New York people. I learned that New York people are absolutely convinced that they can do anything they want to do because they survived New York. And then they explained to me what surviving New York means over the course of, like, I'm talking like 30, 40 conversations. Maybe not that many, about 30 stills. And, like, yeah, it's consistent as fuck, man. New York's got this energy of, like,
And
yo,
that's
you can't
true.
tell me
Survival
nothing.
is a big thing. Like not a lot of people make it out. To make it out and be successful is a beautiful thing.
And it's like you can't take anything away. You just think you can. And I'm like, yo, that actually inspired me a lot where I'm at. Like, cause not. Let's say I'm not surrounded by that same thirst in Montreal. Montreal's a little more comfortable than it wants to admit because it doesn't have a lot. And I'm talking like social services. Like, we can go to the hospital, my guy. We can just go to the hospital. Just there, we done. And it's like that's it. And that alone is like huge. Sometimes I go, man, imagine like if I broke my toe and then I couldn't go get like a doctor because it's too expensive. Like that fucks me up. Sometimes I sit there and I think about that for like 10, 15 minutes straight. Like, fuck, man, that must be trippy. Like,
Listen, I would love to go to a doctor and actually afford it.
Like,
You know what I mean? But not like one thing I can say about us New Yorkers is that yeah, we do believe that, but there's a reason.
yeah,
I'm not trying to say about anything else. If you can survive in New York and California, you can survive anywhere.
that is a very consistent theme. That like you're forced to it. Like I'm working with a guy from New York with like a series, and basically his consistent attitude is, New York will make or break you. You are either gonna get
Facts.
swallowed up and eaten, or you are gonna come out and just whatever. He's like, there's money everywhere in New York. You want money, you can get money. Doesn't matter. It's everything's everywhere. You just gotta go get it, and that means actually outperforming your competition.
Listen, you better. It's you against everybody else. So it's just the strongest will survive, the weakest will die. That's technically anywhere you go, but something about New York, man. Like my two daughters that was raised in New York, so my two daughters that was raised over here are two different types of girls. Because they all girly, ha ha ha, but the New York ones is like, what? You know what I mean? So you get aggressive, but New York made me what I am, man, and I cannot deny that.
Man,
It
I
made
was
me
like,
rough.
all I know is I was looking at like where you're from. Sometimes it's easy to figure out where people are from. Sometimes you realize that you're not in New York, but it says New York. And then I'm listening to your music, and I'm like, nah, there's some unapologetically New York shit that I'm hearing in this man's flow. Unapologetically, like, and it's that like flow, right? I realized like so yo, like, in terms of like hip hop identities and shit, like I'm trying to figure out what the fuck Montreal is supposed to sound like. I know it's not supposed to sound like New York. At least that's my opinion. People can disagree with me. But for a long time we were heavy influenced by New York. We're actually pretty close to New York. It's like what, 6 hour drive. So like it's reasonably understandable. But like with that, you start to realize how much people are influenced by that New York flow, and I'm like, that makes sense if you're from New York, and if you're not from New York, it often doesn't come off the same. Like Philly has a different sound, Chicago has a different sound, and you start looking at these regional sounds that were able to branch out. They're like they're not trying to be New York. They might be inspired by it. They're not trying to be it. Your shit comes off like you come straight from the fucking New York, and it works because you can feel it. It's just like one of your tracks, it's like you have like fuck something and then just like fuck you at the end. And I'm like, yo, man, just the way he just doesn't even care. He's just dropping this shit. I can't remember which one. It was on one of these tracks. But,
which track that was?
and just the way you were saying it, like, because, previously it had just been kind of like eloquent, and then you just like dropped it on, like, you know what, I got to end this on like a fuck you or a fuck off or whatever. And I'm like, that is an amazing way to end this song. And it just ended hard stuff like that. And I'm like, yo, that's that shit. Like that was the appropriate thing for that moment.